President Abdel Fattah AlSissi witnesses the launch of the UN Human Development Report 2021 in Egypt. The president says Egypt will continue its coordinating efforts with all Libyan sides to achieve the country's unity and stability. Morocco dismantles a Daesh-linked cell and arrests 3 terrorists. Welcome back. The details. President Abdel Fattah AlSissi witnessed on Tuesday the launch of the UN Human Development Report 2021. The details.
President Abdel Fattah AlSissi witnessed the launch of the UN Human Development Report 2021 in Egypt. During the ceremony, he received the UN Human Development Report for Egypt. The UN Permanent Representative, Randa Abul Husn, addressed the gathering. She said the United Nations report monitors the challenges Egypt has faced. She added Egypt has shown great concern with several issues, including environmental issues. The United Nations Development Programme Administrator, Achem Steinter, also addressed the event. He said the UN has worked with Egypt for sustainable development. Meanwhile, the UN coordinator in Egypt, Elena Panova, speaking at the ceremony, congratulated Cairo on the Human Development Report 2021. She praised efforts in the field of women empowerment as well as other domains. She said Egypt is one of the leading countries in the combat of the coronavirus pandemic. Panova also added that Egypt is one of the developing markets that has shown economic growth. The Minister of Planning and Economic Development, AlSissi, also said the UN Development Report monitors the levels of development worldwide. AlSissi said the report helps in boosting development efforts. She added that the country is working vigorously to enhance investments, adding that economic growth has risen despite various challenges. Addressing the event, the Prime Minister, Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, also said Egypt has adopted an effective economic reform program. He added the pandemic has proved Egypt's resilience, and education has also witnessed great progress over the last period. Madbouli said Egypt has launched more than 20 initiatives to improve citizens' lives. He said the state is also adopting green recovery and digital transformation programs. During the ceremony, President AlSissi witnessed a session dubbed Development is a Right for All, Egypt, the March and the Path. The head of the UN Bureau for Cooperation between Southern Hemisphere countries, Dr. Abdel, addressed the session, as well as the editor of the UN Human Development Report 2021 in Egypt, Dr. Khalid Zakaria Amin. The World Health Organization representative in Egypt, Dr. Naima Ekasir, also spoke at the session. She vowed to continue cooperation with development partners for the support of the health sector in Egypt. The UN Labour Organization Bureau Director in Egypt, Eric Oshelson, also gave an address during the session, as well as the UN Population Fund representative in Egypt, Frederica Meijer.
During the ceremony, President Sisi witnessed a session dubbed Development is Right for All, Egypt, the March and Path. Addressing the session, the president praised the team who took part in issuing the Human Development Report, which he said was marked by credibility and transparency. The president said fighting terrorism has been going on while at the same time to steer the wheeling of the development, adding that the war on terrorism was regarded as part of the development. The head of state expressed his wishes that the next UN Human Rights Report would include what Egypt would have achieved under the Decent Life Initiative, which transforms lives of 85 million citizens, reiterating all state institutions were the target of development programs. The president asserted that the state is adamant on offering services to all citizens, whom he described as the real heroes behind the success of the economic reform program. In her speech before the World Health Organization, representative in Egypt, Dr. Naima Al-Qasir vowed to continue cooperation with the development partner for the support of the health sector in Egypt. Meanwhile, head of the UN Bureau for Cooperation between Southern Hemisphere countries, Abdel, and editor of the UN Human Development Report 2021 in Egypt, Khaled Zakaria, addressed the session. Also, UN Labor Organization Bureau Director in Egypt, Eric Ochslin, and UN Population Fund representative, Frederica Mejir, addressed the session. Furthermore, the president received on Tuesday Speaker of the Libyan House of Representatives, Agula Saleh, and Commander-in-Chief of the Libyan Armed Forces, Field Marshal Khalifa Haftar. During the meeting, President Sisi asserted that Egypt would continue its coordinating efforts with all Libyan sides in the upcoming stage to guarantee the unity and coherence of Libyan national institutions. The head of state asserted that such efforts would lead to the scheduled presidential and parliamentary elections by the end of the year. Such efforts, he added, would also help stop any foreign interference in the country's internal affairs, which he said only aimed to carry out its own agenda at the expense of the Libyan people. The president said Egypt aims to expel all mercenaries and foreign armies from Libya. President Sisi hailed Libyan leaders for their constant keenness to fulfill their people's will and meet their interests with the aim of regaining security and stability, in addition to maintaining its unity and sovereignty. For their part, the Libyan leaders expressed their appreciation to Egypt's leading role and its relentless and sincere efforts in enhancing Libya since the eruption of its crisis and until now, as the two countries enjoy strong and deep-rooted ties. They thanked President Sisi and the Egyptian people for consolidating their country during the transitional stage through unifying the Libyan National Army and transferring Egyptian developmental experience and expertise to the Libyan side. Presidential spokesman Bassem Rodi said the meeting tackled the latest developments in Libya within the framework of distinguished relations that bind the two nations, as well as Egypt's constant foreign policy that considers Libya's stability at the political and security levels, part and parcel from that of Egypt's. He added that the talks also centered on horizon of cooperation between the two countries in various domains in the future. The meeting was attended by the head of the General Intelligence, Abbas Kamel. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry confirmed on Tuesday Egypt's support for the Anna Linda Foundation's new leadership that shouldered its responsibility at the current month of September. Shoukry made his confirmation during his meeting with new president of Anna Linda Foundation and executive director of Joseph Ferrer Institution, His Royal Highness Prince Reem Ali. The top diplomat pointed that Egypt offers all types of support to the foundation to fulfill its role and to ease all obstacles to continue its job, as Egypt is proud to host the foundation since its establishment in 2004. He stressed on Egypt's priorities and ideological confrontation in facing negative thoughts, terrorism, hatred speech, and in strengthening communication programs with youth and building knowledge and capabilities. The meeting took place within the framework of continuous Egyptian support to the foundation and its important role in bridging cultural and civilizations across the Mediterranean. Russian President Vladimir Putin condemned the presence of foreign troops in Syria without the approval of its leader Bashar al-Assad.